to be or not to be? That is the question. I had an elderly grandaunt that used to live in Blackrock. And twice a week, I would do Meals on Wheels sorties down to her, taking hot food and literally take it down, put it on her plate, and run some errands. And one night, coming back on Church Road, outside St. Michael's, Gale Force 8 wind manifested, as already iterated. I was blown off the bike. Bike was blown to one side of the road, me to the other, and the bike was in smithereens. Unsalvageable, as I already said. Had to throw it into a skip and walk home in the rain, luckily wearing a West German Army parka for protection and keep me dry. One of the first things that I did when I left the speed metal band, as a kind of a bit of a pick-me-up, I traded in my mum's rally women's bike, languishing in abeyance, and a High Nelly, again in abeyance, and traded them in and got myself a second-hand Eddy Merckx, another fantastic bike, and stood me in good stead when I was in Midway. Was able to cycle down to Monkstone, relative ease, back, and also when in the interference, I did cycle off Patrick's Hill a few times, with a guitar on my back, actually, up to Bruce College for the Bruce sessions with the interference. Tadej Pogačar, or Pogačar, would be very proud of that. When I was teaching Cillian Murphy his inaugural Zappa guitar lesson, came over to my house again in Gale Force 8 winds, and truculent against the elements, unfazed, came in soaking wet, gave him a towel, gave him a cup of tea, and completely unfazed, got stuck into the guitar lesson. He wanted to know about the 4-part chords, relevant modes, some of those, timings that Zappa employed, stuff like that. We're working on hot rats. Then, having experienced a Gale Force 8 wind myself on a bike, there was no way I was letting him cycle home on a bike. So I went into my mum, who was just about to start watching the Late Late Show, and said, "Mum, you'd never give Cillian a lift home, please." And she actually point blank refused. After a kind of literally begging her, she did acquiesce. So we had a little hatchback at the time, and I managed to get the bike into the back of the car. And then Cillian couldn't travel in the front seat. He had to travel in the back also. So my mum drove him down. When they got down, the bike was caught and they couldn't get it out. So my mum and Cillian were down on the Blackrock Road trying to pull the bike out of the car in Gale Force 8 wind. Eventually, they got it out and Cillian got home safe and sound. Stephen Knight, you can thank me for that one. BBC, you can thank me. Christopher Nolan, I've saved your star. And Dublin, I gave you, safe and sound, your Academy Award Best Actor. But, he was completely so determined with the music. Loved it so much and had so much talent. I was kind of a bit of a big brother, in a way. Thank you for listening.